The loyalty trap. Are you stuck? Are you holding on to something that no longer serves you? It's a question we all need to ask ourselves, especially when it comes to loyalty. We are taught loyalty is a virtue. We are praised for our dedication. But what happens when loyalty becomes a burden? What happens when it keeps us stuck in situations that make us unhappy? It's easy to fall into the loyalty trap. We stay in jobs we hate, relationships that drain us, or situations that no longer bring us joy. Why? Because we feel obligated. We don't want to let others down. We fear the unknown. But at what cost? Our own happiness. The two faces of loyalty: comfort versus growth. Loyalty is a powerful emotion. It connects us, it builds trust, but it can also be a double-edged sword. On one hand, loyalty can provide a sense of security and belonging. It can be a source of comfort and stability. We crave these feelings. They make us feel safe. On the other hand, loyalty can also hold us back from growth and happiness. When we are blindly loyal, we ignore our own needs and desires. We stay stuck in our comfort zones, even when those zones no longer feel comfortable. This is the conflict at the heart of loyalty. Do we choose comfort or growth? Do we prioritize our own happiness or the expectations of others? Blind loyalty, a recipe for unhappiness. Blind loyalty, the kind that asks for no questions and tolerates no change, can be a recipe for unhappiness. It can lead to resentment, frustration, and a deep sense of being unfulfilled. Consider the person who stays in a dead-end job for years out of loyalty to their company. They might be miserable. They might be passed over for promotions, but they stay because they feel obligated. They fear the unknown. Or think about the person who remains in a loveless relationship because they don't want to hurt their partner. They might feel trapped. They might have different dreams, but they stay, bound by a sense of duty. These are just two examples of how blind loyalty can hold us back. There are countless others. The point is, when we prioritize loyalty over our own well-being, we can end up feeling trapped, resentful, and deeply unhappy. Section 4. Breaking free. My own journey to happiness, I understand the pull of loyalty. I've experienced its grip myself. There was a time when I felt obligated to stay in a job that was making me miserable. I was unhappy. I dreaded going to work every day. But I stayed because I felt loyal to my colleagues and my boss. Finally, I realized something important. My happiness mattered too. It was a scary realization. Breaking free from that job was one of the best decisions I ever made. It wasn't easy, but it was liberating. It allowed me to pursue my passions and find a career that brought me joy. Sometimes we need to be loyal to ourselves first. Section 5. Finding the balance. Loyalty with a side of joy. So how do we find the balance between loyalty and personal happiness? It starts with self-awareness. We need to understand our own needs and desires. We need to be honest with ourselves about what we want out of life. Once we have a better understanding of ourselves, we can start setting boundaries. We can start saying no to things that drain us, even if it means disappointing others. Remember, saying no to something doesn't mean you're disloyal. It just means you're prioritizing your own well-being. Loyalty is important, but so is your happiness. Don't be afraid to choose yourself. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt held back by loyalty? What steps have you taken to find a balance between loyalty and personal happiness? Share your thoughts in the comments below.